Welcome back. My name's Bill, and that's the star of the show, Maggie. And I guess we'll get this out of the way. Like and subscribe if you see anything you really enjoy. We're also on Patreon under As We Wonder, or you can buy me a coffee. Name's Bill Holland on the site. Buy me a coffee. And anyway, like and subscribe. I'm never going to make any money on this, but this is part of my legacy. And Maggie's helping me out. So let's talk about Maggie. Right now, Maggie is doing what she always does. We're caretaker on a farm and forest school. And at the end of the day, I always let Maggie off leash once the kids have gone home and get her out into the pasture, let her run, or out in the playfield, let her run. And this is what she does. She will scour the area for food that the kids may have dropped during the school day, during their snacks. And which leads me to the fact that Maggie has always been food obsessed. You know, some dogs, like her brother Toby only eats when he's hungry. Basically eats when he needs to eat. And not Maggie. Maggie does not have an off switch. And that explains why she was 10 pounds overweight a couple months ago. And then we put her on a diet, and she's hence lost 7 pounds. But left to her own devices, Maggie does not eat what she needs. She eats what she wants. And that can be, I have yet to see her turn down food. Okay. Yeah, I have yet to see her pass up a snack. She doesn't know what. She just doesn't have any governor on her eating. And so it's up to me to monitor Maggie and make sure that she's simply eating what she needs and not what she wants. And, I couldn't help but think about I don't know what portion of my life, but a decent percentage of my life where I have lived beyond my means simply because I wanted things, whether those things were a new car or a better house or more clothes or better clothes or the latest kitchen gadget or the latest lawn gadget, or it's friggin' endless. I've had years where I've lived in my means and only purchased what I needed, and I was perfectly fine. And I'll bet a good portion of people watching this will understand that, and they'll be nodding their head. It's like, yeah, we get along just, I'm not destitute, for God's sakes. I make enough money where if I don't want to spend, I can save $1,000 a month. I don't even work. Yeah, I work as a freelance writer, but I don't pull in a whole lot of money. But I've organized my life and gotten things into position where I owe very little. I owe on here we go. I owe on a car I bought about 8 months ago, a car that was much nicer than I needed, and I'm paying the price now to the tune of $400 car payment. And that's me not buying a car that I needed, because I did need a car, but I could have gotten one for, oh my goodness gracious, $9,000 less, which would have cut the payments in half. But I didn't. Went for a much nicer SUV, and I'm a living example of purchasing what I wanted rather than all that I needed. And I got to tell you guys, this leads me back to Maggie, because she's a star. This leads me to the philosophical discussion of why people have this need to live beyond their means. And we are seeing a huge example of it today. The credit card debt in America is over $1 trillion. Highest ever. $1 trillion. That's individual credit card debt. We're not talking about the government. We're talking about corporations that we're going to have to bail out down the road. We're talking about you and me. That's what, and you know, the percentage is ridiculous, but I've talked about this before. You know, over half the people living in America are one paycheck away from, you know, not being able to pay any of their bills, which, you know, is just a snowball then. And then it's I want it noted, Maggie hasn't stopped looking for food. Anyway, that's a snowball then. Once you don't have that one paycheck, and once you owe on interest all of your debts, then they just keep compounding. Things just get worse, and that's because you missed one paycheck. Or let's say you had an emergency where you don't have the medical to cover it, or you have partial medical, and you owe the hospital, you know, $20,000. Where are you going to get the $20,000? And that's not an exaggeration. People with college debt, they come out with their degree, a BA in business, which is basically has the value of toilet paper. But they come out of college with a BA in business, and they owe $50,000. They're not going to get a job that can pay the debt. I could go on and on. You know, why, oh my God, my favorite line that I keep hearing people say is, well, I've got to occasionally buy with a credit card, and that way I can keep my credit score up. Why? Why? Credit score means you want to borrow money. Why is that something to look forward to or something to arrange your finances for? It's ridiculous. It's madness. You don't need a credit card. I spent the first, God, I'm not exaggerating, I spent the first, I don't know, 30, 35 years of my life without a credit card. They weren't even around at first, but then, you know, we just paid cash. When we needed something, we saved up the money and we paid cash. And if we couldn't save up the money, we didn't buy it. You found out real quick how badly you needed something versus how badly you wanted something. If you couldn't save up the money and it wasn't life-threatening, you didn't get it. Hello. And yet today, $1 trillion in credit card debt. It blows the mind. I am willing, maybe I'll hear from somebody. I'm willing to bet if you did an inventory of your house right now, you'd come up with probably half the stuff in all the closets and all the drawers and whatever, half the stuff you don't need at all. And somebody's going to say, well, I make good money and why can't I spend it on myself? Well, you can, or, I don't know, this is just a shot in the dark. Why don't you invest it so that you have more money? Or why don't you just do what I did, sell everything and live so cheaply you never have to worry about being able to pay for things you need. Just like Maggie needs some little switch on her that I could hit a remote control and her want for food would shut off as soon as I hit the switch. I think a great many Americans need a similar switch in their brain that shuts off their desire to something or to buy something that's not going to do them any good other than make them feel good for 10 minutes. And then they're facing 3 years of payments for that 10 minutes of joy. It's a rush, man. It's a rush. You buy something, really cool something, you know, whether it be a car, or new suit, or whatever. Don't remind me to tell you about my shoes. Anyway, you buy something and you get that rush. 15, 20 minutes standing in front of the mirror and you're looking cool, or you take pictures in front of your new car and then the rush is gone. And now you're paying for the son of a gun. Story I was going to tell you, I went to a wedding this weekend, and I was getting ready to get dressed, and realized I don't have dress shoes. Do not have dress shoes. In fact, I barely have clothes that I would consider nice enough to call nice clothes. So I just put on my cleanest pair of REI casual pants and a shirt that was clean, and I put on my Hokas, my trail shoes. That's how I went to the wedding. I was easily the poorest dressed, but it magnifies the point I'm trying to make. If I had nice clothes that I could go to a wedding, that's the first wedding I've gone to in 10 years. So if I had nice clothes, I'd be sitting in the closet for 10 years waiting to be used. That is not needing something. And so I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna go out and buy new dress shoes. I don't need any nicer clothes. If somebody wants to invite me to another wedding, they're gonna get what they get, which is me looking a little, me looking pretty good, you know, for a trail party, but not looking real good for an event inside of a wedding venue. So whatever. Need versus want, guys. I can't say this enough. We have got to change the way we think. I'm not talking necessarily minimalism, but I'm talking about changing our lifestyle so that we can at least afford it. And then who knows, if you're not buying all that crap all the time, maybe you don't have to make so much. Maybe you can change jobs so that you're not working 40, 50, 60 hours a week to pay for all the crap you don't need. Maggie continues her search because she wants. I hope sometime during your lifetime that you come to realize that you don't have to buy everything you want. In fact, you're going to be better off just buying the things you need. All right. For Maggie and for me, thanks for watching. Need versus want. And I'll give you one more saying. If not now, when? When are you going to change your lifestyle so that you can enjoy life more? That's the wisdom of Maggie today. Although she's teaching you a lesson in reverse. Okay. Don't be like Maggie when it comes to spending money. All right, guys. Like, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.